Hi everyone, my name is Waterwitch222 and welcome to another React video. In today's React video, I'm going to be reacting to the story of Countess Coluratura, Part 1, an Inkrose headcanon story. I love Inkrose's headcanon stories. They bring in a lot of ideas and intel into a lot of unexplained things in MLP. And Countess Coluratura is something I actually wasn't expecting. Because when she was introduced in Season 5, Episode 24, it seemed like a no-brainer. She was an old friend of Applejack's and she had a talent for singing. So I'm a bit curious about what Inkrose's backstory for her could be. Well, Inkrose has never disappointed before, so let's see what she has in store for us. Gonna adjust the volume a bit. And Baduski.
Hello, my Brony and Pegasister friends.
Hi!
My name is Inkrose, and I am back with another backstory.
Yay!
This one is based on a little fan theory going around that Coluratura is actually a siren. So even though this is a highly unlikely backstory, I thought it would be fun to do nonetheless. Hope you enjoy. It was very lonely in the Adagio Trench. Coluratura was a very young siren, but she still found herself wishing she could swim above and meet new creatures and friends to talk to.
I'm getting a big Little Mermaid vibe.
Her father to let her, he told her that it was not yet time. He always said that she must become stronger before she could attempt to see the world beyond the trench. How can I become stronger? She would ask. You must keep singing. You must learn to harness the power your voice holds. Sirens are born with incredible gifts, little one. Practice and nurture them.
Oh my.
And so together they sang. Their voices blended perfectly together in a haunting melody, echoing between cavernous rock walls and reaching up to the highest tips of the frothing waves. Together, alone in the darkest depths of the ocean, they wrote songs, crafted melodies, and practiced without end. Young sea ponies and mer ponies who lived near the surface would listen at times. Many would gather around the very top of the trench after school and simply take in the faint music, wonder in their eyes.
Ooh.
They were told not to ever go near the trench by their parents. After all, that cursed place was where the three sirens had come from. The sirens that had enslaved their people and eventually attempted to control all of Equestria with simply their voices. No other kind of horrors were down there. Of course, being rebellious youth, some did not heed their parents' warnings. Thus, they continued to visit the Adagio Trench and began to fall in love with the voices, whom they called the Countess and the Duke. Coluratura was obviously unaware of her top ocean admirers, but she had grown proud of her singing voice. Every day, she felt the magic inside her voice gem growing stronger and stronger. She sensed someday soon she would be allowed to swim out of the bottom of the trench and finally see what wonders the world had to offer. The admirers above hatched a plan to come into contact with the Countess and the Duke. On a large frond of seaweed, they wrote a letter. Within the note's many words, they detailed how much they enjoyed the wonderful voices of both of the singers, and how much they would love to meet them.
They have fans!
It might be prudent to ask if the singers were indeed sirens, and if they were mean like the other sirens were. Were they going to be super-duper nasty like Adagio, and sent off through a portal? One sea pony wrote. Or maybe they were nice creatures who only wanted a friend. If so, the mer ponies valiantly stated that they would be happy to be friends with them, if they would only show their faces. When all was agreed upon, the mer ponies tied the message to a rock and sent it down, down, down to the bottom of the trench. A few days later, as Coluratura swam gracefully along the sandy bed of the ocean, she caught a glimpse of a particularly strange-looking stone. She discovered the seaweed.
How strange!
The marks on the seaweed were strange to her, and she didn't understand what they meant. Thus, she carried the letter to her father, who read it aloud. Coluratura was shocked when she found out the existence of her and her father's admirers. She smiled widely and even laughed a little upon the discovery of how much they enjoyed her music.
Woo!
The siren was positively ecstatic. She could have new friends besides her daddy and the see-through creatures that lived on the ocean floor, and they wanted to play with her. Oh, how wonderful! But then, the joyous little siren looked at her father.
Yeah, what's gonna ruin this?
Which mentioned mean sirens like Adagio. His face was filled with a cold fury Coluratura had never seen before. What's wrong? The little one asked. Don't ever think you can be friends with these ponies, he said, ice dripping from his voice. It was their kind who took your mother and ounce away from us. They were the ones who forced us to lie here in hiding, to stay here alone. He set a hoof on Coloratura's shoulder, his eyes boring directly into hers. That is why we must sing day in and day out. We must learn to control the ponies above using the magic in our gems. In that way, we will uphold your mother's legacy. In that way, we shall avenge her. Coloratura was shocked. No friends.
All of this for world domination?
She loved her father, and she missed what little she remembered of her mother and her aunts, but she didn't want to not ever have friends. That didn't sound right at all. Tears pricked her eyes, blending in with the dark, cold water around her. But I don't want to be lonely anymore, she said. Even if I am controlling the ponies with my voice, I will still be lonely. Why don't you let me have friends? She swam off in tears, leaving her father to sit silently. He tore up the letter as he stared at a portrait of Adagio, her haunting smile taunting him with its intangible curves.
Hello there.
Coluratura continued to swim along the trench. She was so sick of this horrid darkness, so tired of this everlasting cold. As if her heart was guiding her, her head slowly turned upwards. There was a drawn line along the stone, a line she was told not to cross, for above that line, the water began to lighten. In a huff, Coluratura, for the first time, swam over it. She swam upward as fast as she could, her emotion driving her forward like a shooting star. After swimming for quite some time, her breath caught in her throat as the water began to feel warmer. As if in a dream, light exploded all around her, wonderful colors and patterns becoming vivid before her eyes.
Pretty colors!
The fish and other sea creatures swam in beautiful rhythms, while eels ducked into holes along the stone walls. Joy filled her heart. She laughed as she twirled and looped upwards. She could finally see the true color of her scales. As naturally as the waves crashing against the shore, she began to sing, expressing her joy in glorious song.
Woohoo!
The young siren stopped in her tracks as she gazed at the edges of the trench. She was almost there, almost to real friendship. Heart pounding in her chest, she made the final push, her head peeking over the top of the trench. The gazes of several sea ponies met hers, and as soon as they did, all of them began to scream, swimming in a panic behind a rock. Hello? Hello? Coluratura asked.
She sounds so cute.
Miss Coluratura. I got the letter you sent down. One of the sea ponies gasped and looked around the rock. Are you the Countess? So, you really are a siren. Are you a bad siren or a good siren? Coluratura blinked. Well, I think I'm good. What would a bad siren do? She would use her voice to mind control us like your own personal servants. A second sea pony quipped in. Oh no, I'd never do that, Coluratura hastily said. I came up here because I wanted to meet you and make friends with you. I was so alone down there with only my dad and I.
And before we continue this, I just want to point out, her voice is adorable! Kudos to Ink Rose for awesome voice acting. And yes, this is where I'm going to stop the first part of the recording, and I'll be back in a bit. I'm back, peoples, and ready for more adorable Coluratura.
The group of young sea ponies slowly came out from behind the rock. There were 5 in total. 3 were mer ponies, while the other 2 were standard sea ponies, their curled tails propelling them through the water. Coluratura was absolutely fascinated by how unique and beautiful they all looked. They were practically exploding with color, and so was the picturesque background they swam in front of, filled with gorgeous coral and lively fish. I am very, very happy you like my music. That's why I came up here. I've never, ever been this far out of the trench before. Could you all please be my friends? Coluratura continued to plead. A stallion mer pony pushed himself to the front of the group. Can you sing for us? He asked. But not a song that's bad or will control us, or else. Coluratura nodded. She raised her head to the sky, gazing in wonder at the sun's light streaming down through the water. A The song drifted into her mind, the melody forming words on her lips as naturally as the sea ponies swam through the current. She sang her song for the ponies, and immediately they were enchanted by it. The gem on her neck glowed beautifully, blue sparkles dancing across the merpony's scales. She put her
I wish we
heart
could hear
into
the song.
desperately hoping for those who were listening to accept her as one of their own. What she didn't know was that her magic was, indeed, influencing the merponies around her, even if she didn't intend it to. After all, magic is fueled by desire. As she stopped her song, her mouth spread into a grin, and the sea ponies clapped ecstatically. They immediately told her that she was now their best friend. Coluratura cried out in joy. Finally, she had what she had always desired. Little did she know, Coluratura was following directly in her mother's hoofsteps.
Oh no. To be continued in part 2? No! What's gonna happen? Special thanks to our Patreon supporters. Whoop whoop! I like this music. Love our headcanon videos? Support her on Patreon. Link in the description. Thanks for watching! Whoop whoop! Well, I think that was a really nice video. But before I end things off, I'd also like to thank you all, personally, for 2,000 subscribers. We're out of the 1,000 marks and we're moving on to the 2,000s. And in honor of this benchmark, I was thinking of making a backstory for my OC character that I use. It was Misty. And the headcanon would explain her family, how she met Violet, and all her other friends, and even delve a little bit into Fire Sprite's character. But in order to do this, it'll take a bit of time, since I'm going to have to make sure I have everything written down, so I won't be stumbling and rumbling like I usually do. And not to mention, I'll be trying to create some visuals. But this is where you guys can come in. If any of you have any skills in art or anything, then please let me know in the email below if you're interested in helping me out with some visuals. It could just little art pieces to help me move the story along. You don't have to if you don't want to, and I can always end up doing it myself. But if any of you are interested in having your work featured in my video and want to be credited for it appropriately, then please let me know by emailing me with the email address below. I think that's it for now. Thank you all for 2,000 subscribers. I'm Waterwitch 222, and I'll see you all next time. Laters, every peoples!